So today we will talk about trying to meditate while having OCD and how difficult that can be historically, and some tips and ways to practice it together. So one of the things I like to remind myself and others is that meditation does not mean having no thoughts. So it doesn't mean having a totally peaceful mind and there's nothing happening in there, and that's the only way that you've achieved meditation. That the goal is that you can observe your thoughts without judgment is, recommended. So that is a huge skill to learn for OCD. And I think one of the foundational things of what to start practicing and what to return to. And that's another meditation technique I picked up along the way, which is just begin again. If you notice you're thinking something, gently stop and bring yourself back to just observing the thought and then begin again. And so, whatever thought pops in, your heart starts racing. If it's an intrusive thought, you just try to notice it and begin again. I'm going to be the non-judgmental observer of my thoughts and feelings. Um, and just practice it. And that's something I say to myself a lot is we're just going to practice. It's not about being perfect. It's not, there's not really an end point where we've graduated and we never have to meditate ever again, that it's learning how to do it and returning to ourselves or our center is how I call it, and begin again. And how to be gentle with ourselves in that process. The tendency with OCD can be to doubt and judge ourselves, and that can make meditation so very difficult. And why that it's such a good practice and even mini exposure, just practicing something that puts you a little outside your comfort zone. And that's a big part of what meditation is about. I think in all the different kind of self-care and self-help things in that way of learning how to um oh gosh. Okay, so I'm gonna try this. I obviously lost my train of thought and then just, couldn't just get going again, which is a huge part of having OCD. And so I'm wanting to try to include this in my videos as part of showing that I'm always learning and still practicing, and that I definitely that it's not something that like no one has it all figured out. And I think it's important for us to remember that. And as scary as that is for OCD with the uncertainty. But the last thing that I was going to say about it was that the goal is to increase discernment between that, which is like being able to tell the difference between discomfort of when we're pushing outside our comfort zone and when we want to keep going kind of thing, versus discomfort that's telling us we need to stop doing something, that it's not good. I'm trying to stay away from saying good or bad, but something that, that like that it's more about a discomfort because that's something we need to stop doing, versus discomfort of we're going to keep pushing through this because it's our comfort zone. And that is one of the hardest things. So we're going to continue to practice. I encourage you to practice, and definitely let me know if you have any questions or anything that I can answer. The goal is to do some live Q&As soon, or be able to work up to some of that stuff. So I hope you all are doing well, and I will see you again soon.